Good morning, students. In the previous sessions, we have worked out enough number of problems on relations. In today's session also, I am going to work out some problems. Now, in today's session, little bit different type of problem I am going to work out. In the earlier sessions, a relation was defined, and using that relation, either we wrote the elements in the roster form, we calculated either the domain or the range or both of them. Now, in today's session, see, I have given you an arrow diagram. See, in this arrow diagram, looking at this arrow diagram, you are supposed to find out certain things. First one is, you have to write the relation in the set builder form. That is, using the rule method, how you can write the relation. In other words, you are defining the relation. Writing the relation in the set builder form is nothing but the definition of the relation, first thing. Next, you have to write the elements in the roster form. That is the second one. Third one is, you have to calculate the domain of that one, and you have to calculate the range of this one. So, here this arrow diagram shows a relation between the sets P and Q. So, the relation exists between P and Q. Now, I have just given the arrow diagram. That means, I have written 3 arrows connecting 5, 6, 7 to 3, 4, 5 respectively. So, the diagram is given here. In one of the earlier problems, so when the relation was given, you had expressed, we had denoted that in the using the arrow diagram. Whereas here, the arrow diagram is given, you have to write the set builder, the relation in the set builder form and the roster form, the domain as well as the range. Understand? Now, look at the numbers here. See, directly, see, relation means it would satisfy all the pairs of numbers. Then only we call it as a relation. Look at the numbers here. The first set contains 3 numbers, 5, 6 and 7. The second set contains 3 numbers, 3, 4 and 5. Now, look at the relation, how the numbers are given. 5, 3. How much is 3 less than 5? 2 less than 5, correct? Next, 6 and 4. Again, 4 is 2 less than 6, correct? Next, 7 and 5. 5 is 2 less than 7, or you can say 5 is 2 more than 3, 6 is 2 more than 6 and 7 is 2 more than 5. Okay. Now, using looking at the numbers here, you have to write the number in the set builder form. So, first one, express in the set builder form. That is a question. Express the relation in the set builder form. So, an arrow diagram is given, you are supposed to write the relation in the set builder form. That is, how the numbers are connected here. Now, usually we take the general number from the first set as A, the second set as B. So, let me write the relation are containing the ordered pairs A comma B. Relation are containing the ordered pairs A comma B. And how do you write this one? B means it is the second element, A means it is the first element, or in other words, B is the image of A. And how they are connected here? The second element 3 is 2 less than the first element 5. So, in general, all the numbers are satisfying the same relation. Therefore, the second element B is equal to A minus 2. This is how we have to write it. Okay. Second element B equal to A minus 2. Simply if you write like this, we will not be knowing which are the values here. This is in general. So, you have to write what values would be assigned to A. Otherwise, it becomes we cannot write the exact elements at all. Now, in this particular relation, with the arrow diagram given, you see that there are only 3 numbers here which can be assigned to A. What are those numbers here? 5, 6 and 7. So, I have written the relation, but the values that would be assigned to A should also be specified. How do you write that one? Where A is equal to 5, 6 and 7. Okay. Now, look here. When A takes the value 5, it is 5 minus 2. So, what is the element here? 3, and this becomes 5. Next is when A takes the value 6 here, 6 minus 2, that is 4. When A takes the value 7, it would be equal to 7 minus 2, 5, that is the third element. So, if you simply write B is equal to A minus 2, we will not be knowing what values should be given to A. So, even those values also have to be specified. So, this is in the set builder form. So, the relation R contains all those ordered pairs A comma B such that the second element or the image equal to first element minus 2, B equal to A minus 2, and what are the values to be assigned to A? They are 5, 6 and 7. So, this is in the roster form. Now, second one, we have to set builder form. Now, we have to write the roster form. So, set builder form, in other words, rule method. Rule method means the rule that has to be satisfied by all the elements now should be specified. That is what we have done. Now here roster form means you can directly write the elements here. What are the elements here? Of course in the same order. It is a general way writing, it is a particular way writing, that is all. You take the first element 5. Here without looking at this one directly you can write. See, first element is 5, it is associated with 3 of the second set. Next, second element 6 associated with 4 of the second set. Third element 7 associated with 5 of the second set. That means these are the actual elements. There are 3 elements belonging to this relation. So, this is the set builder form or the rule method. This is the roster form where we are actually writing this one. Here itself you observe 5 minus 3, 2. 6 minus 4, 2. 7 minus 5, 2. So, all of them are satisfying the rule here. Next is third one. Third one, you have to write the domain of R. Domain of R. How do you write the domain? Domain means set of the first elements. That's the rule I have told you, isn't it? How do you find what's the definition of a domain of a relation? It is a set containing the first elements of the ordered pair, first elements of the ordered pairs of the relation R. So here, what are the first elements here? It is 5, 6 and 7. So, these are the elements which belong to the domain of this particular relation R. Next is, what is the next thing that has to be calculated? The fourth one is the range. The fourth one is range of R. Range of R. Range of R means, how do you define the range of a relation? It is the set of the second elements of the ordered pairs of the relation R. What are the second elements here? 3, 4 and 5. Or you can look at this one, roster form. 5, 6, 7, they are the first elements. 3, 4, 5 are the second elements. Therefore, it is the set of the second elements which are nothing but 3, 4 and 5. So, here suppose it is given for a 4-mark question, then each calculation will give you 1 mark here. Now, this is how you have to solve. So, when a relation is specified either in the set builder form or in the roster form, then you can get the domain, you can get the range or any other thing. Because codomain they do not usually ask because the second set is always called as a codomain, nothing to be calculated there. Only domain and the range, because domain is the set of the first elements of the relation and range is the set of the second elements of the relation. Therefore, see, in the first set all the elements may not be associated under a particular relation. So, those elements which have been associated only they have to be taken into consideration. I had considered one example in the previous one where one number of the first set was not at all associated with any element of the second set. That means that that number will not come into picture at all. Those which have been associated will be taken into consideration. So, when the relation is given, you can write the arrow diagram. When the arrow diagram itself is given, you have to write the relation. It may be either in the set builder form or in the roster form, or you may have to calculate the domain as well as the range of that one. Now, for that now you have to observe the numbers or quantities. So, when the arrow diagram is given, usually the numbers would be given, because when the letters are given, you cannot write the association or the relation. So when the numbers are given, looking at the numbers, you can think and write what can be the relation in the set builder form as well as in the roster form. So let me, I'll give you one more example here, one more problem where again an arrow diagram would be given. Again you have to calculate the set build, the relation in the set builder form, and also you have to find out the roster form, the elements are in the actual elements, the rule that has to be satisfied, the domain as well as the range here. The same whatever we had calculated in the previous problem, same thing we will be calculating here also, but here the figure is different. There are two sets here, two non-empty sets P and Q I have denoted. Okay. Look here, the first set P contains 3 elements 9, 4 and 25. The second set contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements. It is containing 7 elements, and the elements of the first set have been associated with the elements of the second set Q. Now looking at the way they have been associated or they have been related, we have to observe properly, we have to look at the numbers properly, then we will know what is the relation, what can be the relation. After knowing that one, you can write in the set builder form, then you can write in the roster form, then only you can calculate the domain, codomain, range, whatever has been asked here. Now look here, let me look at the first number 9. It has been associated with the plus 3 and also with minus 3. And you know that 3 square is plus 9, minus 3 whole square is also plus 9. That means that first element is the square of this one, isn't it? One set of numbers. Come to the next number 4. It is associated with the plus 2 and also minus 2. Be careful. So many arrow marks are there. Carefully you have to observe here. 4 is associated with the plus 2. 4 is associated with minus 2. Again we observe that 2 square is equal to 4. Minus 2 whole square is also equal to 4. That means this number is square of these two numbers. Suppose you take this as A, these two as B. See here 9, 3 and minus 3, isn't it? So 3 square is, that is A square is 9, and here, so this is B actually, this is A, we take A from the first set, B from the second set. So A is equal to B square, A is equal to here also B square. See, don't worry about the sign here, plus 3 minus 3, when you square them automatically it becomes a positive quantity. So using this one we can say, if you take A as from the first set, B from the second set, A B square, A B square, both the cases. Come to the next number 4. Here also, see 4 is the square of 2, 4 is the square of minus 2. So in this case also, this is A would be equal to B square and B square. So that is a relation we can think. Come to the last number 25. Now 25 I have associated with the plus 5 as well as minus 5. So minus 5 means you know that plus 5 whole square is 25, minus 5 whole square is also equal to 25. So, if you take this as a comma b square, a comma b square. That means that when you consider 3 numbers, only 3 numbers have been given in the first set. All the 3 numbers, you observe that they are perfect squares. What do you mean by perfect squares? You can get the square root of the number as an integer. Positive or negative, I am not saying that one, as an integer. So, then only we call it as a perfect square. What are they? 1, 4, 9, 1 square is 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, like that. These numbers are all called as perfect squares. Now, here you observe this number 1, it has not been associated with any number. There are 3 numbers here, because if you take 1 square of that number, it is equal to 1, which is not present in the first set. So, this 1 is not related to any element of the first set. So, that is why I told you, if the relation is defined already, it is easier for you to write the elements here. But when the relation is asked, you have been asked to write the relation. When the relation is not given and the relation is given in the form of an arrow diagram, when the numbers are given, looking at the numbers, you have to decide what can be the relation. You have to think and understand the relation between the numbers that have been given, and then you can write the relation in the set builder form. That is, what is the rule that is applicable to this particular problem. So, here if you take a or b, a or x from the first set, usually we take a comma b or x comma y, like that. If you take x from p, y from q, you observe that x is the square of y. That is, each element would be x comma, you can take it as x comma y, where what is a relation? Where x would be equal to y square. That is a relation. As usual, we take either you can take a comma b or x comma y. If you take a here, a would be equal to b square. If you take it as x here, x would be equal to y square. So, relation when you write, we always express in the form of an ordered pair, that is x comma y. Suppose I take, then x belongs to the first set, y belongs to the second set. And first set element is x, means it is equal to square of that one. I am not giving in a particular value here, general relation. Relation means the set builder form is generally you have to write. So, when you write the actual elements, automatically it becomes the roster form. But if you are asked to write in the set builder form, in general, what can be the relation between the elements of the first set as well as the second set. For that, you have to look at the number and then write. You observe that the first element is the square of the second element, or if you take them as x and y, x is equal to y square, or x is the square of the second element. That is so we have to think. So, we have to look at this one and write. So, if you write it in the set builder form, set builder form is R equal to, write the relation. It contains all the ordered pairs x comma y, and how are the elements taken? X belongs to P, y belongs to Q. Though it is a standard, better you write, and x is equal to y square. This is the relation. Say first element belonging to first set and second element belonging to second set, that is known to us, because each relation is a subset of A cross B or P cross Q. We have to take the ordered pairs here. First element should be taken from the first set, second element should be taken from the second set. Still we specify that one, x belongs to the first set P here and y belongs to the second set Q, and now I am defining the relation. See earlier the relation is defined, that is how I had given. So, x is equal to y square, that is the first element will always be the square of the second element. So, it is a square of its own image. Now, this is the set builder form. Now, let me consider the roster form. Now, here as you know, we write the actual elements, one by one we will take. See, 9 is associated with 3 or related to 3 and also minus 3. Write them here. It is 9 comma 3 and 9 comma minus 3. Isn't it? 9 comma 3 and 9 comma minus 3, because 9 is equal to 3 square, 9 is equal to minus 3 whole square. So that has been satisfied. What's the next number? 4. 4 comma 2 and 4 comma minus 2, because first element is 2 square, 4 equal to 2 square, 4 is equal to minus 2 square. And the next element is 25. 25 belonging to the first set, that is associated with plus 5, and it is associated with, or it is related to minus 5, because 25 equal to plus 5 whole square and 25 equal to minus 5 the whole square. So this is how we have to write the elements in the roster form and also in the set builder form. Now we have to write the domain. You know that domain is always the set of the first elements. So what are the first elements here? 9, 4, there are only 3 elements in the first set, and in all these one we are having only those 3 elements only. Therefore you can write 9, 4 and 25. So this is the domain, that is the set of the first elements. Now the range, I am calculating the range. How do you define the range here? Range of R means it contains the images of the elements of the first set, or you can say the set of the second elements of the relation is known as the range. What are the second elements here? There are 6 elements, 3 minus 3, 2 numerically they are same, but the signs are different, so you have to write them separately, write them clearly. It is 3 comma minus 3, 2 comma minus 2 and 5 comma minus 5. So here the domain is containing only 3 elements, 9, 4 and 25, and the range is containing 6 elements, 3 minus 3, 2 minus 2, 5 minus 5. Observe here, this number 1 is not related to any element belonging to the first set, because that is how the relation has been defined in this one. Suppose they ask you to calculate codomain. Usually they don't ask you the codomain. In this problem, suppose it is asked, no, then what you have to write? Codomain means it is the whole of the second set you have to the entire second set you have to consider. So directly you can write it as Q, or you can write the elements also 1, 2, 3, 5 and minus 2, minus 3 and minus 5, or simply you can write it the second set. Codomain of the relation R is nothing but the second set, or you can write the actual elements also. So both the types of problems you can expect. Usually the relation is given, you will be asked to find either the elements in the roster form, or the domain, or the range, or sometimes you will be asked to write or express the relation using the arrow diagram. But this type of problem also you can expect. Now the next problem is different from this one. Here I am giving 2 sets. The set A contains 2 elements 1 and 2. Set B contains 2 elements 3 and 4. My question is, let A be containing 1 and 2, B be containing 3 and 4. Find the number of relations. This is the question here. Find the number of relations from A to B. This is a question here. How many, you need not write the actual elements, you need not write the set builder form or roster form, anything here. 2 elements here, 2 elements there. You are asked to find out how many relations you can define. How many? Find the number of relations. How many? 1, 2, 3. That number you are writing, not these numbers here. And I am not asking you to define any relation, or not in the roster form or the set builder form. It is only how many relations can be defined, or how many relations can exist from A to B when these 2 sets are having these elements. For this now, I had mentioned when I defined the relation, I had given you one information. I hope you remember that one. Now, when two sets are like this. Suppose there are two sets A and B. Suppose n of A equal to P and n of B equal to Q. What do you mean by this one? The set A, finite sets of course. The set A contains P elements, set B contains Q elements. While teaching about the ordered pairs, Cartesian product, no, I had given this information also. N of A cross B would be equal to PQ. Suppose it is containing two elements, this is containing three elements, then the Cartesian product of A and B will be containing 2 3s are 2 3 6 elements, 2 into 3 that is 6 elements. So, generally I have written if this is P, this is Q, that Cartesian product will have PQ elements. Here also you can see A is having 2 elements, B is having 2 elements. So, A cross B will be 2 into 2, 4 elements. What are they? 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4. So, these are the elements of the Cartesian product A cross B. Now, after teaching this, when I taught you about the definition of the relation, see when how did I define the relation? First I considered a numerical example, then I observed that I defined some 2-3 different relations on the same set, then I observed that all those relations were subset of A cross B. That means the elements that belong to R were a part of A cross B, the Cartesian product. So, generally we can say this is how a relation has to be defined. A relation from the set A to the set B is a subset of A cross B. For a 1 mark question, suppose anybody asks you to define a relation from A to B, R is a subset of A cross B. Then I have given the details of that one. That means R contains those ordered pairs A comma B such that A R B is true. That means that A and B are related through the relation R. That is a meaning, that is the explanation. While giving the definition, you just write a relation R from A to B is a subset of A cross B. Now, that means that a relation, here when you define the relation, you will be knowing the exact elements here. Generally, we can say a relation is a subset of A cross B. That means that each subset of A cross B can be taken as a relation. It may contain 1 element, 2 element, 4 element, no element. Whatever may be the number of elements, we are not interested. But we can say when a relation is a subset of A cross B, each subset can be considered as a relation. This information I had given by defining the relation from one set to another set here. Now, the same thing I am using here, that is the general information I had given. Now, look here, n of A equal to 2, n of B equal to 2. So, what are the elements of A cross B? Let me write that one. It is 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4. Okay. That is n of A cross B is equal to 4. N of A cross B equal to 4. Now, this is one thing, that is after learning about the Cartesian product, we have learnt about this one, n of A P, n of B equal to Q means n of A cross B will be product of the two numbers P into Q. Now, another information under the chapter, in the first chapter set, I have given you how to find the number of subsets. Suppose a set contains m elements. This is used, we call it as a cardinal number. This is used only for a finite set. Suppose a set A contains m elements, then what is the total number of subsets it can have? These are important information you have to remember. Total number of subsets would be 2 to the power m. That is, if there are m elements in a set, the number of subsets this set can have would be 2 to the power m. Suppose it is 3, 2 to the power 3 means 8 subsets possible. When you are asked to write all the subsets, you can write. Otherwise, if you are interested to know only how many subsets exist, then you have to use this one. So, these two I am combining here. Now, when A cross B is having 4 elements, that is n of A cross B equal to 4, how many subsets it can have? Number of subsets would be equal to 2 to the power 4. That is equal to 16. This is number of subsets according to the information. But here just now I told you a relation is a subset of A cross B, or in other words a subset of A cross B can always be considered as a relation from A to B. That means you can write the answer as the number of subsets equal to number of relations from A to B, that is also equal to 16. Here when you define relation in a particular way, we can get the actual elements. Here we are interested in finding only how many relations can be defined from the set A onto the set B. For that always find out A cross B. Even that need not be calculated, directly you can write. When A has 2 elements, B has 2 elements, then n of A cross B will be having 4 elements, 2 into 2, that would be 4. Suppose it has 3 elements, let us assume. In that case now 2 into 3, that would be 6 there. So there will be 6 elements. How many subsets are possible? 2 to the power 6. And each subset can be taken as a relation, therefore that will be 2 to the power 6. So many relations we can define. Now this is the information. So we are collecting the information of the set number of subsets, and we are collecting the information about the definition of the relation, and combining them we can find out that how many relations can exist from a given set onto another given set when you know the actual when you know the number of elements here. Here I have given the elements as 1, 2, 3, 4. Even that need not be given. If you know the number of elements, that would be enough. Similar problem here. A set A is containing 3 elements x, y and z, and the set B is containing 2 elements 1 and 2. Now n of A equal to 3. N of B is equal to 2. You need not take the actual elements here, x comma 1, y comma 1, z comma 1, x, that is the Cartesian product need not be written, because we are interested only in the number here. So n of A is equal to 3, n of B is equal to 2. That means both A and B, they are containing 3 and 2 elements respectively. Therefore n of A cross B would be 3 into 2, that would be equal to 6. So the Cartesian product will have how many elements? 6 elements. Then you write it is number of subsets of A cross B is equal to, just now I told the same thing, I am working with another problem with the same thing. Number of relations from A to B is equal to 2 to the power 6. To get the number of subsets, we raise 2 to that particular number, whatever may be that number. And since each subset is a relation, can be considered as a relation, it is 2 to the power 6. If the number is smaller, you can write the actual value. In this case, 2 to the power 6 means that would be equal to 64. So if the number of elements would be more and more in the set, suppose this contains 4 elements, that contains 3 elements. Altogether how many will have A cross B? 4 3s are 12 elements. Then how many subsets would be there? 2 to the power 12. So 2 to the power 12 would be the number of relations also from the set A onto the set B. So when it is an indirect question to write the number of relations, because you have to know that one. When you know the definition of the relation, certainly you can answer the question. A relation is always a subset of A cross B, isn't it? And when a set is having certain number of elements, 2 raised to that power number, whatever number that has been given, will always give you the number of subsets. Since each relation is a subset, each subset can be taken as a relation. Then we can write the number of subsets equal to number of relations, that is equal to 2 raised to that particular number. This is how we have to calculate. This can be asked for a 1 or 2 mark question, that's all. In that case now, you first write this one, then give this reason and write the answer there. So for 2-3 steps you can get the result, and for that now 2 marks would be usually allotted. Now this completes the problem on relation. In the next session, I am going to consider function. Remember this relations and function, it's very important topic, especially function, because we start each and when you take trigonometry or calculus, we start with the first word, let y equal to fx be a function, consider a function. That is how we start the chapter. So we come across many types of functions, trigonometry function, algebraic function, and logarithmic function, exponential function, many types of function we will be discussing. For all of them now, this study of function is the base, this is the basic information. So you have to understand, because next topic is function. So there is a little difference between a relation and function. So don't get confused, understand the definition correctly. So relation, the definition of relation can be given for a 1 mark question, and for relation, the definition of function can also be expected for a 1 mark question. So that I will be taking up in the coming session. So go through all this properly and understand each and every concept properly, the definition, how to solve the problem and all. So we will be meeting in the next session to discuss about the function. Thank you.